Hey there, my Periscope people. For those of you watching this who don't even have Periscope or don't know what Periscope is, then get on it. It's a live streaming app which is, I think it's owned by the same people as Twitter. And yeah, it's a fairly new thing, but it's pretty good. Hello, people who have just joined. So this particular scope, broadcast, video, whatever you want to call it, stream, I wanted to talk about what lessons I learned from watching my friend Raheem Noble fight successfully a boxing match on Saturday night, and what an incredible fight it was. Don't know what your feelings are towards boxing, people punching each other's heads or whatever, but it's a sport that I've been brought up with in terms of watching. My dad was always a big fan, and when you watch it, you begin to understand more and more the different aspects of the sport, especially like the psychological side to it as well. There's a lot of very wise and intelligent people that have been fighters and boxers, and there's definitely some kind of link between intelligence, and the ability to be a successful sportsman in what is quite an aggressive activity. So let me tell you what happened in this fight, okay? So Raheem was fighting for like a Southern area title in his particular weight division, so it was a big deal. It was one of the last fights of the evening, and we know he'd been training very hard for this, but with Raheem, it's always very difficult to watch him fight because you just don't know what's going to happen. He's won all of his fights apart from one defeat, and so it's been great. At the end of it, there's always a good result, but it's just so nerve-wracking just seeing him in the ring. And it was a tough fight. The first round, these guys just kind of went for it. A lot of energy, no real backing off. They were giving it a good go. And then the second round is where it really started to heat up. And we really saw that Raheem had this guy. He really had this guy. He'd knocked him down, and then just kind of out of nowhere, where Raheem was completely on the front foot and looked like he was going to finish this guy off, maybe even in that second round, out of nowhere, Raheem got hit by a pretty heavy punch and went down. Looked pretty much out of it, very dazed, but somehow managed to make his way back onto his feet. No, I'm talking about a boxing match that I went to on Saturday night here in London. So it was a friend of mine called Raheem Noble who was fighting. So yeah, this second round, so he's down and he's dazed. He is dazed, and anything could happen at this stage. Very easily the referee could call off the fight, but he allowed him to continue. Now, cutting a very long story short, it was a comeback. It was an incredible comeback from where he looked lost. Managed to hang on for dear life. They had another interesting third round, and then Raheem finally finished him off in the fourth round. Champion, amazing. Now, this is where the lesson comes in. I want to share what I got out of this experience, okay? Amazing fight. Massive congratulations to Raheem. But what we saw was an example of how somebody picks themselves up after they've been knocked down. And in the world of kind of success and personal development, we hear about that a lot. We hear about, yes, it doesn't matter how many times you fall down, it's about how many times you pick yourself back up. Cassius Clay, yeah, it applied to him as well. I'm talking more specifically, thanks for the hearts, I'm talking more specifically about this boxing fight that I went to on Saturday. Now, so there's other things I've heard, like a Japanese proverb that says, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Okay, we all understand that, we all believe that, but there's something else I want to add to that, okay, which is, how is it that we're able to move on and succeed once we get back up? All right. Now, what I'm referring to is what I saw sitting in the audience, watching him pick himself up, looking dazed. His eyes were looking completely out of it, gone. And I'm thinking, he's got nothing left. Let's hope he can hold on for dear life and somehow get a little break so that he can get going in the third round again. Now, what I realized was, when we talk about, okay, it's not how many times you fall down, it's how many times you pick yourself back up in life. It's also to do with all the work that we've put in previously, which we don't give enough credit. So when he was standing there, the referee's, holding on to, holding his gloves, just checking to see that he's ready to go again. And he's, it's safe for him to fight again. And it's safe for us to fight in life again. The referee had a belief that because he showed quality in his performance before that he could go on and he could fight safely and even go on and win the fight. Okay, so there was a certain element of trust, and that trust from the referee would not have happened had Rakim not put all the work in before that. And we're not just talking about the work building up to that fight, we're talking about the work that he'd put in months and years before that to get to where he wanted to be. And when we have a commitment to our self-development and we associate with the right people, then we are also putting in that groundwork that allows us to get back up, even when we are completely dazed and confused. That's what I saw. I saw somebody who was just gone, but he had pulled from, he had resources that he could rely on in that situation that had been built up over a number of years. So, when we face rejection, when we don't, if we don't get the job that we want, and when we fall into bad habits in life, and maybe we have a relationship breakup, or when we procrastinate a lot, this is a time where we pick ourselves up, and then we pull on those resources and those tools from all of the work that we've done previously. So the books that we read, and the audio that we listen to, and all of the things that are exercising those right muscles, so that when we are dazed and confused, that's right, surround yourself with like-minded people. Huge lesson in that. Huge lesson in that. When we're dazed and confused, not only are we just metaphorically picking ourselves back up, but we're picking ourselves back up and we are using those tools to survive. Sometimes it is a matter of life and death, to survive and then to prosper and then to become the champion in life. So, congratulations, Rakim, and that's a great metaphor. You can all apply that. So every little step that you're taking right now, you are building the tools that you can access at any time. And they are tools that you are building because of the result of all the hard work that you are putting in now. So keep putting in the hard work and keep going. Thanks for watching. And I will see you on another Periscope soon. Come by Twitter at casualartist, the same handle as my Periscope account, and drop some feedback if you like. Okay, see you guys.